very profound that I agree with. He said, "What kind of monster would I have to be to believe the things I do and not tell everyone? That would be like holding the cure to cancer and hiding it from the entire world." And today we're going to look at the question, is Christianity a religion of intolerance? And what I hope I clearly convey to you in this speech is that while Christianity has very narrow views about salvation, Christians should always be loving in their interactions with others. And so to understand this, we're first going to look at the fact that Christians are called more than to be tolerant, to be loving towards every individual on this planet. And then next we'll take a look at what tolerance really has come to mean in today's society. And then finally, what Christianity's teaching about salvation is and why that is often viewed as intolerance. Now, one thing that I want to make very clear before I get into the rest of this speech is the fact that Christians are called to love every individual. And of course, not every Christian is going to follow this perfectly because we are broken human beings. But in 1 Peter 3:15, we're commanded to always be ready to give a defense for what we believe, yet to do it with gentleness and respect. And Charles Dickens, the famous author, said, "It is Christianity to love your neighbors. Nay, it is Christianity to even love your enemies." And so, when we look at this question, is Christianity a religion of intolerance? What I want to make very clear is that from my stance, I believe that I am called to love each and every individual that I ever come in contact with, and to always be more than tolerant of them, to be loving towards them. But now let's take a look at what this idea of intolerance and tolerance has come to mean in today's society. Theologian and apologist Michael Boodman said, "In our age of tolerance, moral relativity is touted as the supreme virtue. Those who favor one faith system over another are considered narrow-minded, unenlightened, or even bigoted." And so in today's culture, what intolerance or what tolerance has come to mean is that you must be accepting of everybody's beliefs. So if you're a Buddhist and I'm a Christian, or you're a Hindu and I'm a Christian, or you're a Muslim or an atheist, or whatever your religious views may be, we all need to just accept that everyone is right, everyone's allowed to believe what they have to believe, and there should be no sort of debate or argument between different religions, but just complete acceptance of everything. And that may sound good, but theologian John Piper explains that once upon a time, tolerance was the power that kept competing faiths from killing each other. But the new tolerance denies that there are competing faiths. They all complement each other. It denounces not only the effort to force conversions, but the idea that any conversion may be necessary. And so historically, you may be familiar with the Crusades, when both Christians and Muslims were fighting over the holy city Jerusalem, and there was much death that occurred because of these crusades, and both faiths were incredibly violent towards each other and towards the Jews in the region. And so in that time, what tolerance was supposed to be was, we're not going to kill each other for what we believe. We're going to be kind and humble and trying to have relations with one another rather than murdering each other. But now in today's culture, tolerance has become, well, that we should never even try to convert other people to our religions. We should never try to share what our faith is. We should just accept what everyone believes, which really poses a problem when all these religions, their goal is to tell people how they can get to heaven or how they can have eternal life. And if we're not allowed to share with each other what we believe, then how do we really know we're on the right track? So let's look at what Christianity teaches about salvation. In John 14:6, Jesus Christ says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." And so what Christ really makes very, very vividly clear in this statement is that he is the only way to reach God. He is the only way to have eternal life, and he is the only truth. And that is what I believe. I believe that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, came to die and save sinners. And you may disagree with me, and that's fine. You may have something else that you believe in, and that's fine. I'd love to just be able to dialogue with you about that, to be able to hear what you believe and explain why I believe what I believe. Because what I believe necessitates that what you believe is not the way to heaven. And while you may believe I'm wrong about that, I would at least like to be able to share that with you, so that I don't feel like I am holding this cure to cancer and hiding it from you. Because I believe that you are on the wrong path to salvation if you do not believe in Jesus Christ. And while you may believe that that's wrong or that's not true, wouldn't you want me to share that with you? If that's truly the case, wouldn't you at least want to hear about it? A.W. Tozer really sums up the entirety of Christianity beliefs when he says, Jesus is not one of many ways, nor even the best of several ways. He is the only way. And because I believe Jesus Christ is the only way to have eternal salvation and eternal life, that is why I must share that with you. But whenever I share that with you, whenever I dialogue about that with another human being, I want to make sure that I am doing that with love and compassion and respect, because that is what Christians are called to. And so, like Adam 40 said, I would be a monster to believe the things I do and not share that with you. It would be like holding the cure to cancer